guys, how are you doing? I hope you're doing well. Today we're gonna be going over my project pen project, but before we dive into that, I wanna give you some updates regarding the You Cool Me lash cluster kit. If you haven't seen my last video, I tried these on and my goal was to see how long they lasted. So they lasted around 10 days on me and I got restless. I often do that. I try to pick whatever I have on my skin. As you can see, that's a beautiful habit I have. So I started picking them off, but I can easily say that they would have for sure lasted around at least 14 days. So, and maybe even more. So I think that these are a cool idea if you have like event after event and you don't want to do your like eyelashes every time, and if you want to look polished in the meantime when you go to work or something like that. For example, I got these on when I had a dinner and then I had a birthday party, so multiple events in the same time frame. These were a great idea to have like beautiful looking lashes. So I will definitely still use them again, and I do recommend them. Of course, do not expect like the longevity of eyelash extensions. These are not that, and they do not claim to be, so just don't, but they're still a nice option if you're going for a vacation, if you want to look, I don't know, if you're okay knowing that these may last just 2 to 3 weeks. But let's get into the topic of this video, which is the project pen. So I noticed that in my makeup collection I have quite a few items that are nearly there, like you can see pen on them. So I guess it's not properly project pen because I already have pen on them, but I want to use them more. Now keep in mind, I have a lot of makeup and I do also get makeup on a monthly basis. I do videos and reviews, so it is bound like to not be as quick as a project pen normally would. Also because I don't do my makeup if I'm not filming or if I'm not going out. So it's like I do makeup 1 to 2 times a week. These are not gonna get a lot of like super intense use, but I'm gonna try my best to get more out of them so that I can also make some space for newer items. And we're gonna go step by step, and I'm gonna put them on so you can see how they look. So let's start with the primer. This is like a serum and it's the Madagascar Centella Ampoule. You can see how far I've used this. If you're new here, I always recommend this. Centella is anti-inflammatory and really soothes your skin, but this is also the best prep serum I ever used, and it always makes foundations look great, no matter if they're a bit dry, no matter the condition of my skin, if it's cold, if it's too hot. This always works. So I already have a backup for this, but I'm gonna go through this one. Just directly leave a few drops on and I just let this soak into my skin. I specifically focus on this area around my nose because it gets really dry and flaky if I'm not great with my skincare, which can happen sometimes. And I don't wait for this to dry. I just go in with foundation because that moisture layer is gonna help the foundation blend. And for the project pen, I'm going with this Makeup Forever HD Skin Hydra Glow in the shade 100. This is a mini size. I'm not sure you can see, but this is halfway there. I don't love this foundation, so I'm not gonna purchase it another time. I'm glad that I picked up just the mini size, but I still wanna finish it since I'm already there. The thing I don't really love about this foundation is the fact that it has more of like a gel formula. It feels like a jelly formulation, but that's not the issue. The issue is that it seems to wear off too fast for me, and I understand that this is an Hydra Glow foundation, like it is hydrating, but this gets oily on me super quick. It is hydrating and looks glowy when it starts, but then it just looks oily, so I'm not really fond of it. If I have to use like a light coverage foundation that is glowy, I much prefer the Lisa Eldridge Seamless Skin Enhancing Tint. This is my ride or die. This is my second one. I've gone through the first like a heartbeat, and if I had to just use one foundation for the rest of my life, it would be that. But I do not deny that sometimes when new foundations come out, I am still intrigued because that's in my nature. That's what I like. I like makeup. I do still like other things, just to be clear. It's not my only thing, but I do like makeup and trying on new things. But yeah, this is one of those products. I'm glad I tried it, but I'm also glad I got a mini size. I think the shade match is pretty nice. But keep in mind, this is the lightest shade yet. I'm gonna quickly do my brows. This is not in my project pen, I would say, but this is the pencil I use for my eyebrows, and I've been using it for years. This is the Kiko Milano Eyebrow Sculpt in the shade 06. It has like this pencil here, and then it has a spoolie. And yeah, I just use this to fill in my eyebrows. I don't really need a lot done to my brows, luckily. I just fill in some spots that have less hair. I say this is not in my project pen because I'm not gonna have another alternative for this. I'm just gonna keep using this product. It's cheap, it's reliable, it does what it needs to do, so I'm not gonna change it. But let's get into eyes. I wanna use more of this Merit Solo Shadow. This is in the shade Studio. So as you can see, I made quite a dent in here, and that's because I really like this formula. The only thing is, I wish that Merit came out with a cooler tone version of this, because this is too warm on me. I wish this were like a cool brown, but it looks pink, warm pink on me. You will be able to see. I know they have like a more purpley shade, but I think that's too purple. I would need something like in the middle, neutral, because if something is too purple, I feel like it makes me look like I am very cold. But yeah, you can see the beauty of this formula. It just blends very seamlessly. It is very warm though, so every time I use this as a base, which is the way I use it, it just turns my makeup for the day into a warm toned makeup. And while I like warm toned makeup, it's not what I prefer on me. So Merit, please just do a neutral brown, a light neutral brown, because I think they do have a brown, but it's a bit dark. Like this intensity of color is great, but make it a cool brown. I would use the heck out of that. This is a great product if you're into one and done shades and you like matte looks, because see, super easy. But today I'm also gonna be using something else, just because, well, I'm not going anywhere, but I'm here and I'm applying my makeup, so I might as well. A smaller pinpoint brush. I'm going over my lower lash line. This is very pigmented, by the way. You don't need a lot of this. Just make sure you're closing this properly. Like when you close it, you want to hear that, see, that click, because otherwise it means you haven't closed it properly and it will dry out. But this, I have had it for like 2 years. It's still going strong, so just close it properly and it will last. To complete my eye look, I'm going in with a new product. I haven't had the chance to try it yet. This is the Urban Decay Diamond Dog Single Shadow. It's like a brown. It looks like it has some silver sparkles, so this is not part of the project pan, but I did get it in one of my latest hauls, and I wanted to try it on camera. So applying it here, this might be a bit, actually, so Diamond Dog has both silver and gold sparkles, at least that's what they describe in the product description. And with that Studio base shade, it is pulling more gold. That's great. I feel like it makes sense with the look. I really like it, actually. I could have a lot more intensity if I applied more, but I'm just gonna leave like a sheer layer, because this is gonna be like a super, not natural, but like a lightweight makeup look. I really like that. I'm just gonna flick away the glitter because some of it fell on my cheek. I like this Diamond Dog shade more than I would have expected because I was hoping it wasn't one of those like browns with a lot of silver in it, and the fact that it has some gold makes it super unique in my collection. I really like it. I'm just gonna apply my mascara. I don't know if I want a wing. Actually, I'm gonna go for like a brown eyeliner today. So I can't find my Makeup Forever one, so I'm gonna use this lip liner from Charlotte Tilbury. This is in the shade Pillow Talk Deep. It's a brown. In makeup school, they taught us that it doesn't really matter if a formulation is said to be for lips or for eyes. If it's a pencil, you probably can use it both for your eyes and your lips. I don't know if that's correct now, but I'm gonna say that I've done that quite a few times and I'm still alive. I'm gonna use my nail to flick the eyeshadow. See how that lip liner worked great for eyes? For example, the Makeup Forever ones, they do say that they are both for eyes and for lips, but those are a bit too stiff for your eyes, at least a few shades, like the Endless Cacao one, the Whatever Walnut, they feel too stiff in my eye, and I feel like I have to drag them too much. But this formula from Charlotte Tilbury is very creamy, so I'm not having any issues with dragging the product. I like this shade because it has some red in it, like it's a warm brown. Can you see that? So it works well with this warm leaning look. Alright, and now I'm gonna apply my usual mascara. The one I like the most is currently the Shapeshift Tubing Mascara from M Cosmetics. I'm always using this. I feel like this is the typical Korean mascara formulation. Let me see. Yes, this is in fact made in Korea, meaning that you're not gonna have one of those mascaras that is very thick on your lashes. This is like combing your lashes and elongating. I don't find that this is for volume more so than it is for length, and I really like the doll lashes effect it gives. You can see they seem much longer. It is a very wet formula though, so you need to be careful. For example, I put some mascara on my lid now. So I'm gonna wait for it to dry and then I'm gonna scratch it away with a spoolie. The more I look at this Diamond Dog shade, the more I like it. Actually, the whole high look looks very simple but effective. And I also am gonna apply that lip cheat from Charlotte Tilbury in my waterline here above, just to make the lashes look fuller. Alright, let's keep going with the project pan. I'm gonna try and use more of this Phytosurgeon's Rosy Daybreak Spectral Sunlight Cream Bronzer. The shade is Rosy Daybreak. It's their second shade. The thing about Phytosurgeons is that they have a very good understanding of colors. So when they say that a bronzer is rosy, it means that it won't pull orange on you, and that's why I like this a lot. So I have a neutral to cool leaning skin, and I never apply bronzers. If I can find my brush, I never apply bronzers because they pull orange, but this one doesn't, and that's why you can see I've used this a lot. The only thing about this is that their formula is very stiff, so you need a brush that is like very short and stiff. I'm gonna apply it here. So I don't normally like bronzer because, I don't know, it feels weird to have my face looking a bit tanner than my neck is. So I don't apply a lot to begin with, just here on the forehead and a bit on my cheeks. So that's enough. For blush, I really like these Huda Beauty blush filters. This is in the shade Cotton Candy. So this is a warm pink blush. But I've used quite a lot of this. Of course, I am not able to see how much, but I'm gonna try and get even more out of it. Since I'm going with a warmer eye look, I feel like using this which is a warm pink, goes perfectly. And the beautiful thing about these formulas is that it's super easy to blend. You can see I'm already done. And that only required like a few taps. Not going too overboard with blush today. That will be it. And I'm just gonna clean up here. I don't like it when blush reaches my mouth. And that's it. Beautiful, natural looking flush. I'm gonna set everything. I have this mini size of the Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Flawless Finish in the shade 1 Fair. This is super small, like this is an eyeshadow size. If you compare it with Diamond Dog, it's the same size. Why not just use this? It's a bit difficult to use a powder blush here, but I think with a bit of effort I can manage. I still haven't formulated an opinion about this powder. I know that a lot of people like it. Seems fine to me. I mean, I do see that it has really like refined my skin. Let's see it here where I have pores. So this is the formula my mom uses for bronzer. And so far, I really like it. I want to see how far this goes into the day, meaning how quickly this becomes, like allows my oils to shine through. And my blush is almost gone, so I'm gonna use a bit of this Too Faced Cloud Crush blush in the shade Candy Clouds. This is a cool tone pink, so it's gonna add a bit of that cool toneness to my look. I've used this also quite a bit. The inscription is almost faded. I'm not gonna put this into my project pen, but I know that I'm gonna use it a lot because it sits on my vanity. I always reach for it to make my blush look a bit cooler. Yeah, it's a great formula. So you can see the effect. And we're almost done. We have 2 products left. The first one is Contour. This is the Too Cool Art Class by Roden. This is a Korean product in the shade Modern. And you can see this has 3 pans, and I want to use more of this contour shade. I usually just mix a bit of all 3, but I usually focus on the contour and lighten it up with the other shades. And with this, I just go here on my jawline a bit. This is just if I'm feeling fancy. I don't really contour every day. It's just if I'm in the mood for a longer makeup session, it will go there. If I want to, I can also do a tiny bit here to snatch my cheeks a little bit more, but honestly I don't love like a bit of a gray cast because it's a very cool toned contour, and while I know that contour is supposed to look like a shadow, I don't enjoy like a gray cast. I know it's basically what contour is, but it's just me. Last product on my project pan is this Dior lipstick. This is in the Dior Addict formulation, so it's the shinier formulation in the shade 418 Beige Oblique. And you can see how little of this is left, like it's almost nothing. This is not a long-lasting product. It's not a long-lasting gloss. It is quite literally a gloss in a stick form, and it is like a warm beige. As the name says, it is called Beige Oblique. And that's it. It's very minimal on the lips, but it's super easy to reapply. I just put this in my purse and call it a day. So these were the products for my project pen. Let me know what you think about these in the comments if you've ever tried it. My hair is not hairing today. That's fine. We all have our days like that. But yeah, let me know what you think about the products. And let me know if you have any products in rotation currently. I'm very curious about that. Thank you for watching this video. I really appreciate you taking some time to look at it, and I hope that it kept you company. Have a good one, and I will see you in the next. Bye!